Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on. Looks like we are holding this range here at about 29,150. Very good news in the overall sense of things. We're going to talk about that as well as some liquidity areas and just kind of see what's going on in the back end here with high block capital as well. In other words, what is the data telling us? We'll look at some smaller time frames too. So hopefully you can stick around and watch it to the end, see if you can learn something here today. We'll try to make it quick just so you know. I know it's a Friday, so try to just cover the important stuff leading in the weekend. We'll take it from there. So if you're new to the channel, greatly appreciate you joining us here. What we want to do is look here at a quick couple of things with Bitcoin. First and foremost, on the daily, let's go ahead and we'll just look at the standard stuff, work our way down. And just before we do that, actually, come to think of it, let's take a quick peek at some other things really quick as well. So when it comes to Bitcoin CME futures, we just want to double check a few things here with any potential gaps. There's nothing really significant here in the last week or so. But what we want to pay attention to is the close today and obviously the open come Sunday when futures reopen again. So when today is over, I'll try to go ahead and send out an update, kind of letting you know where we closed out. And that would kind of give us a definitive support and resistance level just based on a CME gap needing to get filled throughout the weekend. Again, I like to cover that on Sunday, of course, but just kind of prefacing here, no gaps significantly right now, but we will likely see one coming here soon when CMEs close for the weekend. Take a look at Bitcoin dominance too. We can also see it's also still increasing here as well. So came back down for a little while, Bitcoin dominance increasing, and of course, altcoin dominance staying the same. It really tells us a lot about the fact that alts are kind of on the edge of potential retracement, but also if they're holding and they can continue to maintain kind of a no increase or decrease, that's a good sign. It tells us that alts actually should be able to recover here soon. There's usually that 1 day lag. When Bitcoin like dumps, for example, on the first day, a lot of alts will take a hit. And then 24 hours later, if Bitcoin can maintain that certain range, which we're seeing right now, then the alts will start to surge. So we're starting to see a few little ones here and there, some outliers. The bottom line is that we're mostly green here today in the market, and Bitcoin's done nothing really but going sideways. That's a positive sign for altcoins, but if Bitcoin were to retest the 28,000 range, just know most altcoins will get hit. So please bear that in mind. Again, another reason why we have a specific strategy in place for our current swing trades. Make sure you reference our announcement section in our Discord if you are utilizing the auto trade function. So when it comes to Bitcoin, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the daily and work our way down, right? Okay, so we got some larger Fibonacci retracement levels here, just kind of maintaining the overall sense of where we're at, okay? Now, you can use smaller retracement areas from the most recent high to the most recent low, and they'll still give you some very good benefit, but this here, to me, is a little bit more substantial on the larger time frames to help understand bigger movements. Okay, so again, we got a pretty definitive 0.382 Fibonacci level there at 29,150. That to me is a pretty solid little area, and I hope that that continues to maintain. We've held that level for quite a while now, so one of two things will happen. Again, big surprise, price will either go up or down, right? So we want to see on the smaller time frames if there's any indication as to which direction it might head, but for right now, treading water there at that level. Keep in mind, you're more likely to break through that level if you continue to retest it, and in truth, we keep retesting that lower level. So there is more potential, even still, for the price to break down, at least on the larger time frame. And I've kind of talked about this previously. Most signs are pointing down on the larger time frames, okay, as far as daily is concerned. Now, weekly and monthly, they have some conflicting information, mostly positive in the overall sense of things, like the really, really big picture is bullish, but the 1 day to 1 week time frame, if you will, is more so bearish. Okay? Just understand that. But again, I think the monthly is actually looking very strong, and I don't think we're going to come down much lower if we do. That being said, though, our fair value gap is almost filled there at about 28,400. So there's a decent chance this could even be the bottom, or if we have another couple of wicks down below, we shouldn't see a dramatic drop. Okay, again, short-term bearish, but more long-term bullish, I guess you could say, as far as the macro is concerned for the monthly. But long story short here, the daily is not looking fantastic, so that does tell us that this weekend we could see some interesting behavior. My guess is we're probably going to see a lot of stupid sideways action from Bitcoin, and some alts might surge if Bitcoin can maintain its current price point before the weekend. In other words, we don't see a dump between now and tomorrow, then there's a great chance that we're going to start seeing some altcoins recover this weekend. It's a very common occurrence when you have kind of a break-even Friday, if you will. So if we got a doji candle today, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. That said, on the 4 hour time frame, let's go ahead and just kind of wrap this up here. We're looking at the 4 hour. We can see we keep retesting this 50 on the RSI, definitely looking pretty good. Stochastic is also upswinging as well, along with money flow index bouncing off at 30. Those are usually really good signs. Now again, that's not a definitive, the price is going to continue higher because of that one thing, but it does help us, understand that with us making higher lows here tentatively, we are in decent shape or more potential to switch upwards or swing upwards. We also have a convergence on the horizon too. While it's not super strong, we continue to maintain this level, the more likelihood of further increase than decrease continues, okay? So again, I think that we're looking pretty good here in the 4 hour. Again, the daily is not fantastic, but it's not really giving us any like super bearish signs either. It's kind of, I guess you could say, more trending more so towards neutral. So if we have like a neutral, slightly bullish bias here, then the propensity for further upside would make sense. We do have this ascending trend here, of course, as well. As I mentioned before, we are making higher lows. While they're not definitive and amazing, they're not like super distinct, it is still kind of uptrending here, okay? Again, I'm not super sold on this price action, but I do like that Bitcoin's maintaining this level and that altcoins are starting to recover. It does show that there's a good chance we're going to see a green weekend for most altcoins, minus some outliers that are overextended. That said, not a lot of overextension right now at this market. TD sequential not going to tell us anything really there much at all. We did have this significant increase followed by a significant decrease. That is definitely just par for the course. Take a look quickly though at Ichimoku Cloud. Once again, also not super relevant because we are fairly range bound, but we are traveling into the cloud here and we might be able to break through. So once again, we'll naturally be back up above the cloud if we can maintain 29,150 or higher. So to me, closing today at 29,200 is a round number, or higher would be a much better circumstance. But you don't let this fool you here. I mean, again, we look at liquidity levels here. We can kind of see that there's definitely somewhat of a range that we're in. The lowest point there is about 20,500. Higher is more so 30,000 even. Okay, so it's going to take a lot of volume to get us there. If we have an increase in volume and that maintains itself, the price will continue higher. I just wouldn't expect that there to be a lot of volume throughout the weekend. It's really uncommon. And of course, a lot of times there's some unique volatility trending through the weekend too. So just be mindful of that. And I think at this point, holding off on trades might be the best strategy until we have a definitive direction. But to me, if Bitcoin closes above 29,300 today or 29,002, right in that 200 to 300 range, then I think we're going to see altcoins kind of do well. They're already kind of maintaining themselves after a significant decrease from yesterday. So now would be the better time to get into the altcoins because we saw that bleed out yesterday. Like what Litecoin is kind of funny. I joked with my my admin about this, that Litecoin had a halving recently, right? And it, as a matter of fact, almost cut its price in half in a short amount of time. So I don't know. It's kind of a joke there, but generally speaking, that was almost a quite literal halving of the price action. The typical buy the rumor, sell the news, if you will. Okay. Anyways, that's the conversation for another day. I'll review that again here soon. I get a lot of requests for that one too. But all things aside here, all jokes aside, I think waiting patiently for Bitcoin to increase would probably be the best strategy. We do have a long position at 29,000 even. I feel confident that the price has a little bit better chance to increase and decrease. So if I were to go with an odds here, a split, I'd say 55% chance of upside and 45% chance of showers to the downside. All right, well, I hope that made sense for you. Thanks again for joining me. Again, if you can help us grow our Twitter community here, or X, or whatever you want to call it, greatly appreciate that. Love to work with you there. It's a great medium for us to be able to communicate. But also, furthermore, of course, jump on over to our free Discord if you want to go ahead and become part of the Crypto Cash community. A lot of fun over there. We have a great time, and it's a great experience. So appreciate all my members and everyone else who's made my life a better place here, and just all the support and wonderful feedback I receive. Thanks again. Wouldn't be here without you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.